Been teaching at the school for 27 years. Wasn't all easy. It came with many tears. Wrote in my file I was a disgrace to race and gender. Oh hell, we don't care if that should offend her, but sure enough guaranteed it's designed to weaken Bender. Despite the nasty wording, went on in a forward way, got a Fulbright scholarship to Zimbabwe. Then turned around, got a Fulbright again. My Compton rap translated into mighty Russian. And the students said, your culture we want to understand. Tell us about your history and the mighty American. Come back again, do it all, reboot. So I lectured for 18 days on hands up, don't shoot. Back to CSUB from Ekaterinburg, Rome. Administrator hijacked me even though I was home. Tried to render me invisible, said I never came back. Then he did something abhorrent, some say it even whack. Went into my savings account, ripped my paycheck out my bank. Said she's still in Russia, though I'm talking in your face. She cannot be paid because she ain't around this place. Then I had to fight him. What a nasty mess that was. 3 months of eating potatoes, no nutrition. My head buzzed. Finally got my money back. Potential felony, my lawyer said. But the school, they were ashamed, and they pushed it deep under the bed. Then oops, turned around. Russia asked me back again. Give a paper to our conference, academic American. CSUB office reimbursement forms nice and neat, 'cause they pay you for a conference and when you go worldwide to speak. Paper delivered, published, and my hand is outstretched wide. Was jumped on in my office, administrator, American pride. Said, you know you were illegal, authorized to go nowhere. You will be investigated, my sweet professor dear. Finally got my money for my trip to the Federation, but had to file harassment on that dude for his oration. And though he searched and sniffed up under rocks for the investigation, it came to nil and null and not, just hubris, no mentation. Gave a lecture in my uni class on aesthetic representation. A tribe in Africa likes a plump and robust woman sensation. So they take girls in a feeding room and stuff them for a year and make you fat and round and sweet, Rubenesque. That's it, my dear. Then a student in my class, she asked, how fat is fat, I wonder? I laughed and said, you won't make the cut. Probably wouldn't match the number. Before my head could spin around, my college served me with a case. A 1097 they called the thing, for discrimination, harassment, and race. Implied I called the little white child too skinny to make the grade. She claimed I racially disparaged her with that very bad thing I said. So yet again away I go, my union rep at the fore, for another in-depth investigation like the one I had before. After 4 months of searching under every rock and tree, they finally said, no allegations stick, and let right go of me. A little breath of exhalation escaped inside of me. Then I walked on to another class to teach film history. So lectured on film's ugly image of black iconography, and before I could turn my head around, another 1097 was served on me. PowerPoints up on Birth of a Nation, talking about black man's incarceration, Eberhardt's research matching color with time in prison, and if you have African features, you're likely to get stuck up in one. Broad lips, kinky hair, big nose, black skin, and you gotta have a penis to be locked up tight within. And if they deemed you killed a white man, you're gonna really fry. 60% chance you will not make it out alive. So in my peripatetic style, lecture notes up on the board. Close proximity to a brother, my question I explored. If we both have guns within our hands and we shoot and pull the trigger, who's gonna get the electric chair? Which one of us? Or neither? She called me black, he cried and said. What a horrible thing to say. My parents even asked me, how could a professor speak this way? Then tears fell from his little round eyes. Said I ruined his reputation. He was a fashion model after all. Now I've gone and told the nation. Dare I imply he was black at all? I've messed him up for life. Give him retribution and compensation. You know it's only right. Make sure he got an A in class and bring her up on charges. Roll over that Dr. Jackson girl and make her now a carcass. So I'm called in for image hampering. In the meantime, the college done some grade tampering. Hacking into my account, giving the guy an A, despite the fact that a so-called investigation's underway. To add insult to injury, keep this little guy protected. Slapped a no-contact restraining order. To me, it was directed. But they closed their eyes real tight, you see, in the many weeks before. When this very student marched around campus offices, they did ignore. He was himself one-man parade before his cover blown. He paraded through the campus wide with a display of blackface on. So proud he was about his mask, took a selfie for all to see. But one black staffer was chagrined. Your conduct here is key. But he just smiled and grinned and laughed, so proud about his look. And before the college's very eyes, it was posted on Facebook. Now, if I were to have done this deed, who'd be hailed with rain and thunder? Do you really have to ask that question? You know the deal. Don't wonder. So that, my friends, is my strange tale of my time at CSUB. It's been a rough and rocky road, of that I can agree. I can tell you straight up here and now, and people, that's a fact. Ain't been no easy time I've had of teaching while I'm black.